All right, let's take a start with IELTS speaking part 1. I'm going to ask you some questions. Do you use headphones or hands-free?
Yes, I use hand-free.
Mic, set the mic and try to speak closer to the mic.
Yes, I use hand-free whenever I used to listen, IELTS listening or
Whenever I practice IELTS listening module, speak louder and clearly, come on.
okay. Whenever I used to
I practice IELTS listening module, I use
practice-
my headphones.
I practice IELTS listening module. I use my hand-free, and whenever I use watch any TV.
On the other hand, whenever I watch any TV program or TV show on
TV show.
YouTube,
or YouTube show, I use hand-free to do not disturb others.
okay, so to answer your question, I regularly use headphone for educational and entertainment purposes. Very good conclusion. Okay? Don't be afraid. Relax. Calm down. Nothing will happen. What type of headphone do you use?
Usually I use
Wireless headphone?
wired with wires.
Okay, wired headphone.
With wired headphone, but the problem is whenever I use it, the wires are
The wires are entangled.
the wires are entangled with one another. And
Yes, the wires are
and
entangled. That is why.
that is why, and it takes time to open it and to attach.
So therefore, I always prefer Bluetooth
Bluetooth
headphone. That is better than the wired one. So to answer your question, I mostly use Bluetooth headphone. Right? Okay, let's go on. When would you use headphone, or when do you usually use headphones?
While I traveling,
While traveling?
while traveling, I use hand-free to do not disturb the other.
Yeah, while traveling, I usually use hands-free
to do not
in order not to disturb others.
disturb others, or to watch any show, or to focus to live more focused on my topic or my assignment related to educational purpose.
Okay, so most of the time while traveling, I use
Use
hands-free.
hands-free.
Okay, let's go on. In what conditions you will not use headphone?
Whenever I spend time with my family, I give them proper attention to live more focused and to listen them properly. I use
So at that time?
At that time, I use hand-free.
Now the question is, what conditions you will not use hands-free?
Whenever I sit with family, I don't use hand-free. To believe with more focused and to listen them more consciously.
All right. So number one, you need to organize your answer. Number two, you need to add more sentences to your answer. Number three, think clearly and speak fluently. Okay, that's important for you. Let's move on. Do you like buying shoes?
Yes, I like buying shoes, how often it depends on the types of shoes. Usually, I buy running shoes every 2 to 3 years, and fashionable shoes and dress shoes after a year or 2 years. But it depending on a budget, and if there is a good sale. So yes, I like to buy shoes.
Yeah, I love, instead of like, say, I love to buy shoes, or I'm obsessed with shoes and I've got very nice collection. Try to use some emphatic words, powerful words, words that express your feelings and emotions. They'll bring you high band score, okay?
Okay.
Let's go on. Have you ever bought shoes online?
Yes, I love to shop to buy online, but
Yeah.
I prefer to.
The question is, have you ever bought shoes online? You say, I love to buy. No, you should say, no, I have never bought shoes online because, and then reasons. Or yes, a couple of times I purchased shoes online, but I had very bad experience. They sent me one black and one brown shoe or something like that, okay? So answer this question. Let's start again. Have you ever bought shoes online?
Yes, I have bought some shoes online, but usually I prefer to buy to make them in a store because in online it's very tricky, as the sizing is sometimes wrong. But most of the companies offer you good policies for exchange. So yes, I buy shoes online.
Okay, your answer is just like a confused answer. You should be very clear about your stance on the question. Have you ever bought shoes online? Now, if you bought, say no, I've never bought shoes online because I don't think online shoes are better, and secondly, I cannot feel the comfort when I put my foot in the shoe. So therefore, I've never purchased shoes online. Don't take it to another type. Like you say, for example, have you ever bought shoes online? No, I've never bought shoes online. I go to the market to buy shoes. Markets are very nice. There are very good collection of shoes. There I tried. No, topic is online. Focus that topic, okay? Don't change the topic.
Okay, sir.
All right, one more question. How much money do you usually spend on shoes per year or like that?
Usually I spend 5,000 to 6,000, but I always wait for a good sale before I buy shoes. But it depends on my budget, and if most of the companies mark down their shoes during the sales, so I prefer to buy them in this.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I usually spend 8 to 10,000 a year on shoes because that is the question. Okay, so what is happening? You are deviating from the question and then you don't come back. You may deviate from the question, but then you should come back, right? All right, one last question. Which do you prefer, fashionable shoes or comfortable shoes?
Yeah, I love to wear comfortable shoes, but I have bought some fashionable shoes, but it makes my feet hurt after 2 to 3 hours. But they're like sneakers or joggers, and which can be both comfortable and fashionable as well.
That's right. Otherwise, you make face like that. Somebody say, "What happened?" Chutti lagan dehi. All right, good. So overall, fine. Don't deviate from the topic. Answer directly to the point, and at the end, link all those ideas with the main question. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.